Sean Diddy Combs is facing up to 20 years in jail for 2 counts of the Mann Act, 1 count for Cassie, Cassandra Cassie Ventura, 2nd count for Jane Doe. By now, we probably already know who Jane Doe is, um, but I'm still not saying her name. Yes, today is the day. As I told you all, I would be here, bright eyed and bushy tail, on sentencing day. A lot has gone on since Diddy was arrested last September. It's been almost 13 months. Let's see, how long has he been in jail? How long? So September 2024 is when he was put in jail. He's been in jail 13 months, nearly 13 months, and he can get up to 20 years. 10 years for each count. Now, he's hoping that the judge will say time served. That's his attorneys have been fighting like crazy since his conviction date. I believe it was July 6th or 7th, something like that, right? He's been in jail all this time. Um, Let me go to Twitter. And you guys, welcome in everybody as you are coming in. Today we are talking about, or today we are doing a little court watch. We're doing a little something different. How much time is Diddy going to get? What's good, Joshua? First, per usual, as per usual. Hey, Shirley, how are you doing? Good morning, everybody. I'm up with the chickens today. Usually I might be up, but I'm not up. So I had to hurry up and get on in here because I promise you guys, we will count down Diddy's sentencing. And that's exactly what we're going to do today. We are going to, what are your predictions? Again, the prosecutors want him to do 11 years. They want him to do 11 years, which is unprecedented for a case like this. Although Diddy was accused of many, many things, he was only convicted of 2 charges, the lesser serious charges at that. Thank you, Joshua. Please hit the like button. Good morning, Kendalls. How are you doing? Kendall, I noticed you're an early bird. Thanks for tuning in. Guys, what are your predictions? I told you guys, I think earlier this week, that I felt like Diddy was going to get 3 to 5 years. His the probation, I was surprised the probation wanted 13 years. At first, prosecutors, it looked like they were asking for 4 to 5 years, but after that sentencing report came out, it's looking like they're asking for 11 years. They want him to do time, and so does Cassie. Did you guys hear about Cassie's letter? Let me see if the court has begun before we get to that, because we're going to get to it. A lot has been going on. Good morning, Jazzy. Thank you all. You guys, Jazzy, you was up late. I wasn't on YouTube last night. I wasn't feeling too good. I had a lot going on in my personal life, and I was just like not feeling it. So, so yeah. Let me see something real quick. I don't think I did something that I needed to do on here. And I think it's too late. Oh, bummer. Oh, well. Let me see if I can fix it. Diddy sent a 4-page letter to the judge. Did you guys read that 4-page letter? It was pretty lengthy. Basically, Judge, I'm sorry for what I did. Judge, I got kids. I got an old mama that I take care of. Diddy wasn't taking care of that lady. Uh, Judge, my kids need me. I'm sorry. I've been in jail. It sucks in here. I hate it in jail. I learned my lesson. I'll never do it again. Stretched over 4 pages. So we'll see. We will see how much time he will get. How much time do you think he deserves? I think a 3 to 5 year sentence would be appropriate. And the reason why I say that is for the charges. It would be appropriate for the charges. Um, I feel like I feel like what he did to Cassie uh, was very atrocious because of her age. Because of her age and because of the abuse. We saw it. We saw it on the video. There were many witnesses to that. Everything that she said that he did, I mean, at first I didn't believe her. It seemed too outrageous. Like, who would do that? But when you have money, you have peculiar tastes, right? When you're living in that type of lifestyle, when you're indulging in illegal substances, your tastes get very extravagant. Um, that's why I've always said, I just want a little money. I don't want all that money. I don't want to be weird and peculiar. So, yeah, Cassie wrote a letter. Cassie wants him to stay in jail forever. And I don't know why she feels that way, why she is telling the judge that she feels like Diddy's going to pay her back. I don't know why she's saying that. And here's why: because when you did decide to leave, uh, Diddy let you walk away without any repercussions, and you actually came back. You came back. You admitted that you guys had another go of it while you were with your new husband. Um, so you did go back. Um, and you said on the stand that you love what you had with him. And also, I feel like this: if he was going to pay you back or get you back, the time for him to do that would have been when you start, shaking him down for the money. That would have been the time before it got out. Now, Diddy deserves to do some time in jail just from being stupid, in my opinion, because why didn't you pay Cassie? If you had paid Cassie and you ended up paying her what she wanted anyway, but why didn't you pay that girl her money? You should have paid her money. Good morning, sis. Good morning. You know what? I was watching you yesterday. I watched your interview, but I wasn't chatting. I was cooking dinner and I saw Kendall on there. I saw you all on there last night. But I was just like, I had a lot going on. And so I was just watching it. You did a good interview. She was beautiful too. I forget her name. But really quick, when I heard her say that would be walking in and out of the room and how the kids and choice be, I'm like, why are people not saying more of this? Why are people not being honest in their reviews of Peach's classes? Like, that's so unprofessional. It doesn't matter how much you pay for something, but I guess they say you get what you pay for. You pay $777 for a class, then you're gonna hear kids in the background. But I thought you did an excellent interview, and I like seeing you in that bag, in that interviewing bag. That was real cool. I need to look at my phone because I can't see any of the words on here, but I'm supposed to be on Twitter. But Cassie wants, did I say hi to you, Jazzy? Good morning, Jazzy. I'm sorry if I didn't speak. How are you doing today? Um, a lot has been going on this week. A lot has been going on. Government has been shut down. Nicki and Cardi going at it like crazy. And now we end the week with how much time is Diddy getting? How much time is he getting, guys? Do you guys, I didn't see anybody give a number. Give me a number. How many years? I told you guys 3 to 5. 3 to 5. His his attorneys want him to do, they want him to be able to get out today. So they're asking for time served. The prosecutor is asking for 11 years. I'm thinking the judge is going to meet them somewhere in the middle and say 5. 5 years, he still gets out very soon. He'll do probably have to do like 2.5 of Fed time. So they'll probably put him somewhere very cushy to do those 2.5 years, maybe, possibly. Um, but another year and a half. I said 3 to 5. Don't forget to hit that like button. Thank you, Kendall. 10 people in here, 5 people in the chat. Is that B3? Okay. Let me see. Let me see. Good morning to everybody coming in. I appreciate you guys. I know it's probably like 8 o'clock for you guys. It is 5:20 here for me. Okay. Now, what time are they going to court? Because I'm up early. Shoot. I know it's 8:20 on the East Coast. Child, am I up too early? Mm. Let's see, let's see, let's see. We're going to get this thing figured out this morning. So TMZ is saying for Sean Diddy Combs, Judgment Day has finally arrived as he awaits his punishment in his case following his convictions in his New York City federal criminal trial. Diddy will be present in federal court Friday morning with his defense team led by Mark Agnafilo and Tenny Garagos. Tenny Garagos, her father is Mark Garagos. Mark Garagos defended Michael Jackson. I believe he had plenty of high-profile cases. And the judge, Arun Subramanian, you know, they got rid of Maureen Comey, and now they charged her father with something having to do with Trump. So this case is crazy. Diddy was found guilty by a 12-person jury in July on 2 counts of the Mann Act for transporting individuals across state lines for the purpose of prostitution. So for the prosecutors to want him to do 11 years for transporting for prostitution is crazy. Um, I know what he was accused of. I know the allegations against him, but the jury did not convict him of that. So it is what it is. So let me read you Cassie's letter to the court, because she goes in, and you guys already know I told you about what Young Miami said. Young Miami had nothing to say the whole trial. I feel like Young Miami was one of those women he was transporting to, because if I'm dating Diddy and I find out all this stuff about him, I don't care how much money he has, I'm not going to be caught, defending him. How could you defend that, first of all, whether you were a part of it or not? Second of all, I feel like she just was. This is what Diddy likes. This is what he gets, this is what turns him on. So, I don't know. I feel like she was, doing it too. Mm. Diddy had a lot of support though. Um, he had support from people in prison. He had support from a police officer. in Miami, from Miami where he lived. Um, no celebs came out and defended him. No celeb friends. So, that says a lot. Nobody wants to be attached to that. I can't blame them though. Who wants to be caught defending something like that, right? Like you on your own. You are on your own, sir. Um, so where's the doggone letter? They want to tell you what the letter says. They don't want to show the letter. Hey, Tasha. Hey, Cancer 66. How are you guys doing this morning? What are your predictions for Diddy? How much time will he get? Blessings to you as well. You're getting ready for work. Have a blessed day at work. Do not work too hard. It's Friday, y'all. It is Friday. Time to live it up, y'all. Guys, this has been a crazy week for me. For real, for real. So, Cassie says, Dear Judge Sub Romanian, I have been in a cycle of thought and then overthought writing this letter to you. If there is one thing I have learned from this, if there is one thing that I have learned from this experience, it is that victims and survivors will never be safe. Although I can hope for justice and accountability, I have come to not trust in anything. I hope that your decision considers the truths at hand that the jury failed to see. For 4 days in May, while 9 months pregnant with my son, I testified in front of a packed courtroom about the most traumatic and horrifying chapter in my life. I testified that from age 19, Sean Combs used violence, threats, substance, and control over my career to trap me in over a decade of abuse. He groomed me into performing repeated acts with hired male sex workers and during multi-day freak-offs, which occurred nearly weekly. I was forced into lingerie and heels, told exactly how to look, and plied with illegal substances and alcohol so he could control me like a puppet. These events were degrading and disgusting, leaving me with infections, illnesses, and days of physical and emotional exhaustion before he demanded it all again. These acts became my full-time job, used as the only way to stay in his good graces. I testified that I learned to read Sean's signals, knowing that when he spoke of free calls, he was demanding them and that refusing meant punishment, losing my car, my phone, or worse. He controlled every part of my livelihood and threatened to destroy my reputation by leaking tapes, a threat he repeated often. His power over me eroded my independence and sense of self until I felt I had no choice but to submit. When he believed I had wronged him or was not sufficiently responsive, he also threatened people around me and those close to me, including my family. I regularly worried that displeasing him meant putting my family and friends' safety at risk. I testify how beyond those threats, Sean Combs frequently used violence to get his way. Over the nearly 11 years we were together, Sean Combs would hit me, punch me, stomp on my face, pull my hair, and throw my body to the ground and against the wall. The jury saw pictures of bruises on my back from Combs kicking me and saw the deep gash over my eye he caused when he slammed me into a bed frame. The entire courtroom watched actual footage of Combs kicking and beating me as I tried to run away from a freak off in 2016. People watched this footage dozens of times, seeing my body thrown to the ground, my hands over my head curled into a fetal position to shield me from the worst blows. This physical violence caused bruises that makeup artists paid for by Sean Combs would cover up, as well as permanent scars all over my body. Wow. What do you think? How do you think the judge would take her letter? Thank you, Kendall, for listening in the background. Good morning, M3. How are you today? Thank you. Yes, you can send a super chat if you would like, guys. You can also join my membership, or you can just hit the like button. That's cool too. Um, and hitting the like button is free. But when you listen to what Cassie says and you know what she endured, it's like, wow, he deserves to do 20 years to do that kind of time for what he did to her. But also at the same time, um, you know, fear, I don't know, whether Cassie could have left, whether she was in fear of her life or not, no matter what, it doesn't matter. He did that stuff. He did that. And whether she wanted to do it sometimes or not, I think that was a lot to put somebody through, to put that on someone, that this is what I like, this is what I want to do. And in order to please me, you have to do it. And if you don't do it, I'm going to expose you. And when I get mad, I'm going to use it against you. I think it's a lot, you know. Does he deserve 20 years? Um, I mean, you can't really argue that he doesn't. What's going on in the chat? Let me see where you guys stand with this. Okay. Ariel, hey, I didn't say hi to you. Do I really think he'll get 11 years? I think he'll get somewhere in the middle. I'm predicting that he will receive between 3 and 5 years. So I don't think he's going to go home today. The judge has shot down his attorneys every time they filed something, and they've been trying to get him out since he got in there. They put in several bail packages for up to $50 million. The judge said no, absolutely not. Even after he was convicted, and most people suspected that or predicted that he would get like 13 months or that he would get time served, the judge said no. I don't think the judge is letting him out today. If he does, I mean, I guess cool for Diddy. I'm not pushing either way. Like I don't have a dog in the fight, right? So it doesn't really matter to me. I think that justice is that he does time. I don't know about 20 years. That seems a little. That seems like a lot of time for someone who has never been convicted of a crime. First of all, that's a lot of time for this for the charges. So it would be out of the you know out of the scope of fairness if he did get that time. Also, we have to, even though someone is a victim, and yes, it's hard to leave people when you're in this kind of situation. It's hard to leave the abuse. However, especially with the Jane Doe, she was with it, and she, demanded money. She wanted specific things. She knew what it was. So if they gave him 10 years for Cassie, okay, I'll go for that because she suffered. Jane Doe said that she wasn't really abused or anything like that. She said they did get into one physical altercation. She said, but she started it and she slammed his head on the table. So do with that what you will. Um, but he did abuse Cassie. He abused her and then the length of time, right? He abused her for 10 years, so maybe you should do 10 years. For the other woman, you were with him a shorter amount of time. You negotiated with him for pricing. You said you wanted to please him. You said he gave you subsistence, but I mean, I feel like that's your background to kind of do these kind of things. You've been in that world for a long time. So, and you're 40 years old. Come on now, you know better. So, and she said she never felt like she had to do them. So, I don't know. I don't know. Hey, Lily, thanks for tuning in. How are you doing this morning? Good morning, Calisthenics Live. You think 20 is a little much, Calisthenics? I'm going to call you Callie. Hey, little mommy on a dime. How are you guys doing? Thanks for tuning in. That's great. I'm glad everybody is up and blessed. We're all up. We're all on all on YouTube this morning. So I guess that means we're all doing good, right? Please don't come in here trolling this morning. I am half awake. Please. Yes, amen, amen, amen. What do you guys have planned for this weekend? Um, we're on what? We're deep into fall. We are officially into fall. The weather has calmed down here in Cali. It's still in the 80s. We're still in the 80s where I live, but it's cooler. You don't have to wear a jacket out during the day. It's not too hot. Family fun this weekend. Family time, absolutely. Um, I think I'm going to get into something as well with the fam bam. We'll see. We will see. Um, I wanted to do some shopping this weekend. Maybe we'll go shopping. Go to a mall outside of where I live. It's chilly here in the 60s in the morning, then up to the 80s. Yeah, yesterday it was like 58 degrees in the morning, so it's definitely calming down. In October, we go from high all the way to low. On Halloween, that's usually when you feel it. You feel it. Um, so, yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited for it. Um, I'm on pins and needles though. I want to see how much time this man is going to get. We're at 8:37 on the East Coast. He's his court is in New York, so usually by now he will be in court. I'm sure his family is arriving by now. His sons, his daughters, they have been at court at the trial and at almost every court date. His three young daughters. I just feel like that's trauma. Um, I don't know what the reasoning was behind having them go to court. I guess maybe they felt like if the daughters didn't come, then maybe it would have been like, well, he must have been guilty. He must have felt like it was too much. But I don't understand why any of the children were in the court. They would have heard about it anyway, and I guess they just wanted to be there to show support for their father. But and Diddy, in his letter to the judge, he says, if someone had did what I did to these girls, I wouldn't, I would be mad. I was wrong for what I did, and I accept full responsibility for what I did. The judge has already said that he's violent, and he has shown a propensity for violence. So I think the judge will highly consider Cassie's letter. I'm very certain that he will. Um, it's just crazy the things that this thing called life. You follow somebody's career. Diddy pretty much came on the scene in 1992, and you know he rose to the top of fame very quickly. Rich, he owns homes in Miami, on an island, and in California. Mansions, not homes, excuse me. Traveled the world, um, and used to the finer things of life. And now he's been sitting in jail with no windows in one room, like in a dorm. He said in his letter to the judge that They have to boil their water because the water that they get isn't drinkable. That they all use the bathroom and shower and cook in the same room. Could you imagine going from the lap of luxury to that? Um, it's crazy. Like, and then a lot of people said, and I asked the question, and now he's saying that what he was basically doing was recording corn. You know what I mean? But why didn't you just do that? Like, why didn't you, like, you could have got a few girls who were into what you were into. Why not do that? And as much money as you were paying, um, having men going back and forth and paying these women, you could have just got a few corn stars and you could have had the time of your life. People know about it now anyway. I guess the whole point was getting someone who was young and vulnerable to do his bidding at the same time, right? So, crazy. So the police have barricaded the courtroom, and let's see who's gonna show up at court. But I'm gonna be here. If it takes us 3 hours, if I gotta do one of those 3 hour lives, if I gotta do one of these 8 to 10 hour lives, I'm gonna do it. Whoop dee dee doo. And we gotta be here for 5 hours. Chat, if y'all gotta be here with me for 5 hours, whoop dee dee doo. We gonna do it. I'm just kidding. Who's doing Vlogtober this month? I have a vlog coming up at around 8 o'clock this morning. I did it. It was supposed to come on yesterday, but I did it for today, actually. So I technically, did I do anything yesterday? I did a live in the morning, but a live, is that considered Vlogtober? Is that a part of Vlogtober? I don't know. But I did come on live yesterday. It's a lot going on in the world. There's a lot going on in these YouTube streets. So yeah, and it's a lot going on in my personal life. But I actually have an appointment this morning too at 9 o'clock. So we won't be on here forever. We won't be doing that. Let me see. Let's see what's going on. Let's see. Okay. So they're going to play a 12-minute video. What? They're going to play a 12-minute video. You guys want to watch the 12-minute video? Here we go. You gotta give her a bottle then.
Know that you mean something to people. Know that you mean something to people. Like you live somewhere in people's heart. My nose fell off. No, my lip fell off. Thank you. You wear it? You inspire, you energize, and you've left that for the rest of the existence of this planet, man.
One thing about great producers is they make you want to do better and be better about what you do. And he made me feel like I could do anything and go anywhere.
From New York. I love New York. I love the city of New York. I love the children of New York. I wanted to do something good. I wanted to get my generation in the hip-hop community behind us. They come through in a big way. And we wanted to raise some money for the children of New York City for health and education. We have a huge education crisis. And, you know, this is just a start. This is something we're going to be committed to. I'm going to be committed to for a lifetime. And It's no better way than taking it to the streets. It's a beautiful city, running all around. The city's gonna be painful. It's gonna be rough. But you know, if we get through it, then it'll show kids and everybody else that, you know, finish what you started and you can do anything you put your mind to. Any of y'all go to public school? Yeah. Okay, y'all running to raise money for your schools. So y'all get more books and computers and stuff like that. I just feel like it's important that us, you know, young adults with power, that we look out for y'all. And we utilize our power to make sure y'all all right in the future. Put everything you can into your work, you know. Don't think.
That's enough of that. Like, I know the judge is gonna feel just like I feel. That is enough of that. Okay, we already know you did all this stuff, but the whole time you were doing that, you had Cassie ducked off in a hotel room for days on end, being brutally pleasured, I guess, I don't know, with baby oil. You had her drowning in baby oil and drugged up. So what do you want us to do with this? Like, guys, are you offended by this video? Are you offended? Do you feel like the judge should take into account any of that? How does that make you feel when you see things like that? Like the whole time you were living your life and enjoying your life, someone else was suffering. So I think Diddy can keep. I think that video actually is insensitive. Maybe I'm coming at it the wrong way. I don't know. You guys weigh in. How would you feel? How do you think the judge is going to take that? First of all, do you think he's going to look at that? That was just a little bit of it. I wasn't about to hold it up all day. I wasn't going to bore you guys with it. But that's just some of what the video is showing. It's 12 minutes long. Who's going to watch 12 minutes of that? Who? Not me. Not me. And I wasn't about to make the money getter suffer through that either. Absolutely not. Let's see. M3 said he has to be miserable in there. You already, Jazzy, let me tell you, I have my heater next to my bed and I have the fan across from that. You guys hear it. I got the AC on, I got the heater, all of that, because I'm cold and I'm hot. I'm both all day long. I bet he's miserable in there for sure, M3. Misery is probably not even the word. Like, if you're used to me, I would be miserable. I would be miserable. We would all be miserable. Even if you've been to jail before, if you got to go back to jail, nobody wants to be in jail. Trust, you do not want to be in jail. I used to work in a jail and I was miserable. It just does something to the mind. Like, and when I worked, you couldn't just leave, right? So I worked a position that was a post position, which meant I had to be relieved. So if somebody was late, I had to stay there. If somebody didn't show up, then I might have to stay another 8 hours. I've done that. I've worked 16, 20 hours, even while pregnant. So it was miserable. I've been sitting on a level, which is someone that, or a kid that has said that they want to unalive themselves. So I had to sit with them at the hospital for 18 hours while I was pregnant. I couldn't leave to get anything to eat or anything. I had to make a big ruckus about that. So just to be there and you can't even leave, and you're used to being able to get in your private jet and fly wherever you want to any country, any place at any time. You're used to being able to just say or even think you want something and it's yours. So, wow. Oh, you can do a live or a vlog. Yo. That's good to know. I was going to do a live and a vlog every day. Like I have content. I'm going to get into the content. I got some stuff I want to do for October. Hey, Fiona. I'm glad you were able to catch my live as well. How are you doing this morning? Hey, Sherry. Good morning. How are you doing? I used to think he was a positive influence in the community, but once the negative things came out about him, I was totally disappointed and disgusted with him. He should stay inside. Sherry, I was just saying that you never really know someone, and money doesn't make a person. It doesn't matter if you're rich or poor. It's about your integrity. It's about like your spirit. Like, what kind of person are you? And he can't blame the drugs. That's who he is. He thought he could do whatever he wanted to people. He's threatened people. He's used his money and his connects to do whatever he wanted to people. And he thought he was untouchable. And for a while he was. He thought he was so untouchable that Cassie would never tell. He thought he had her. And he thought he was never going to have to pay for that. Or I don't know. He was willing to pay 50 million to get out of jail. So I don't know why he didn't pay her 30 million just to keep quiet, just so this stuff didn't get out. Like, this has caused a ripple effect of a lot of people. Like, I think he had like 100 cases against him. Just last night, 2 more suits have come out, but a lot of them are getting dropped. But we will see. Hey Ryan, good morning. I was just over in your chat, but by the time I got there, I guess you ended it. How are you doing this morning? And you're absolutely right, Ryan. Money does not make a person. It's how you treat people. What kind of person are you? Are you somebody that can be relied on? When nobody else is watching, when it's just you, what are you doing? Who do you really care about others? Are you there for others, right? So, you know, I think he probably treated his children well, but how did he treat their mothers? They say he treated Kim horribly. And we know he cheated on her many, many times. He had babies on her. They say he also abused her. It's been highly alleged that he has abused her. We don't know because Kim is not here to speak for herself, and I won't speak for her. I won't say that he did that because some people said that he treated Kim like a queen, that he saw her as his wife, and that he basically used Cassie um, for all of his little, you know, derelict activities. Yes, Ryan is always. That's why I was upset that I didn't catch your live. I think it started buffering. Um, but yeah, I wanted to watch it. But I did watch another live of yours. The other one that you did that you have posted up. Ryan be up. You think Diddy should be out? Ryan, why do you think Diddy should be out? Come on now. Let the chat know. Ryan is saying that he feels like Diddy should get released. Right, a DV case is not a RICO, but not only that, he wasn't charged with DV. That's the thing. He was not charged with that. So they can't use that. They can't use that. I guess they, even what he is charged with, they can't use, in my opinion, I'm not sure. I'm no legal ego. I don't believe that they could use what he was accused of if he wasn't convicted of it. But the judge used that to keep him in there, so I believe they can. The judge said, you are violent. You admitted that you are violent, so I'm not letting you out. So I thought, Ryan, I predicted the same amount of time, 3 to 5 years. That's exactly what I predicted. Hey, Dardita, good morning. I'm glad you caught my live as well. Hope you are feeling great this morning. It's a blessed day. We're all here. Thank you guys for tuning in. Only God can judge us, absolutely. But that's if we're going to hell or not. We can judge each other. We can judge each other. That's why they have a judge and jury. No, but seriously, I don't like saying what somebody deserves because who am I to judge, right? I don't like to say, oh, they deserve this, they deserve that. But at the same time, accountability does have to transpire. Um, I do also believe that if we all pay for what we did, we would be in a world of trouble because we do a lot. I haven't done what P. Diddy or Diddy or whatever he calls himself has done, but, I know that I'm not perfect. And, I feel like, abusing women and children is like the worst of the worst. Um, I've seen a lot of that growing up. And, I don't like when women do it. I don't like when men do it. And I feel like he should be held accountable for what he did. How much time should he get? I don't believe he should get 20 years. And number one, Cassie got paid. Cassie got paid, what, 30 million? Number two, Cassie, when you left, you said you stayed because you feared of out of fear of what he would do to you. But you also at the same time stayed because you feared losing the good life. And you said he held your career over your head, but he spent millions on your career. He spent a lot of money for her music that wasn't going anywhere. It just wasn't, and he put a lot of money into her. He put a lot more money into her because she was his girlfriend than he probably would have did anybody else. He didn't do that for Toto, you know, and Toto, they actually had hits. Cassie had one hit, one baby hit at that. He didn't do that for any of his other acts. He didn't give them the type of access that he gave to her. She had songs with Nicki Minaj, with Lil Wayne, and those songs didn't go anywhere. So I think he was probably just, you know, because she was his girlfriend, I think he probably was placating her and saying, okay, well, we're going to get you a photo shoot. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. I don't think that Cassie lost a career because of Diddy. I think that if anything, she had more access. She was able to, she had her own apartment in New York, in California. She drove nice cars. She, wore Rolex watches, $50,000 watches. She had access to everything. So I don't feel like that was enough for what she went through, but I feel like, okay, I'm staying not just because I'm in fear for my life, but I know that if I don't stay, that I'm leaving with nothing. That's just what I feel. Right. But there's no kids involved. And that's, Ryan, a lot of people were saying that he did things to kids. And sorry, guys, my fake hair is itching me. Um, they said that there were no children involved. If there were children involved, um, I'm sure Cassie would have loved to tell that. She told everything else. Um, and the feds would have had evidence of it. They don't have any evidence that he was with a minor. So I think that that's the one thing that should, because if somebody did something and they're being held accountable for it, let that be enough. Let's not throw out rumors. Let's not spread lies. Because how much better are we if we are doing that to somebody? Let him get the time for what he did. Let the jury has judged him, and the judge will give him the sentence that the judge feels he deserves based on the law, based on the evidence presented. And we're just observers. Hopefully, others watching this will change because of it. Hopefully, a woman who sees this will get enough courage to leave if she's in a similar position. Hopefully, young boys are learning that you can't do what you want to with a woman. Hopefully, a young girl is learning her worth and seeing this. I mean, there's so much to learn from this, but, there were no children involved. Now, it can come out later. We don't know. Something could come out later. Someone who has some evidence. We don't know if he did this or not. But what has been presented before us, it says no children were involved. So we're going to lay that to rest. He wasn't accused of violating a child. There was no evidence presented that he violated a child. So, um, Ryan, he's facing 20 years. He was convicted of 2 counts of the Mann Act, which is trafficking for purposes of prostitution, and each count carries with it a 10-year sentence. Um, what would probably happen is, in my opinion, he could get 10 years for each, but I don't think that's going to happen. If the judge gave him that much time, I think automatically there would be grounds for appeal and he would win. I think that Trump would give him a pardon. Now Trump is saying that he wouldn't. He don't know if he would, but I think he probably would. Chill, you gotta go. You know, you gotta go. Well, I'm not gonna make my chat endure that type of foolishness in the morning or any time. You're editing content this morning, entertainment you love? Yo, yo, that's what's good. I have a little video that I need to edit as well. It's like a lot, this YouTube stuff. YouTube keeps me busier than any other platform. As a matter of fact, I have been neglecting my other platforms. I haven't done any shorts. When I do shorts, my shorts are usually for Facebook, and I put them on everywhere else. But I haven't been able to do it. Little Mommy on a Dime says that's the problem. They're not giving people enough time. If they give more time, I think people would not do the things that they do. Um, all charges have a length of time, but things extenuating extenuating circumstances go into that. Diddy has never been convicted of a crime before, and this charge, the majority of people that, and let me look that up, they don't get 20 years for these charges. And legal experts think that he will get his defense. Combs' defense is pushing for 14 months, which will have him released today, and prosecutors are asking for 11 years. And legal experts, like I said, I'm a legal expert, no, I'm just playing, said that the sentencing will fall somewhere in the middle. The probation has asked for somewhere between 5 and 7 years. I think the judge is going to go with the probation department. And the reason why I say that is because the judge has shut down every attempt by his attorneys to release him. They have shut everything down. And I don't have any reason to believe that he will do anything different today. I don't believe that Diddy will be released from jail. I could be wrong. If I am, good for Diddy. But I don't believe he would do. I won't be upset if he comes home. I won't be upset if he does time or if he goes home. He's not coming home to me if he goes home. Mark Chuckhold is a former federal prosecutor, says, I wouldn't be surprised if Combs gets something in the range of 5 to 7 years in prison, noting the judge may choose to follow the probation office's recommendation because he feels both prosecutors and defense attorneys made compelling arguments in their sentencing recommendations. Veteran trial and appellate lawyer Mark Zotterer told Forbes he thinks Combs will come out with a few years of sentencing, noting he could escape a tougher sentence because he doesn't have any prior criminal convictions. So most people think that the judge will go with what the probation department is asking for, because I'm sure that they are considering what he did. And he didn't only just uh, transport these victims, he did it for 20 years. Um, he started with Cassie, well, almost 20 years. He started with Cassie in like 2008. She said he started with her when she was 19. I thought it was when she was 21. She said 21 at first, but now she's saying when she was 19. So 19, and that would have put that at around 2006, and until when he got caught 2018. No, 2024. So for 18 years, he was participating in this type of behavior. 18 years. Cassie endured it for 11 years. So we had to look at that too. For 11 years, you had her doing this. And they speculate that she may even have the three letters. hmm So, yeah. Mm. So, what's going on? What's going on with the court? Court, open up. I hate court. I hated working in the court. Court is so boring. It's so much that goes on behind the scenes that people don't know. Like right now, his attorneys are already meeting with the judge. They are already going over everything. Um, they're presenting him evidence. They're arguing both back and forth. So he already knows the judge already knows what he's going to do today. He's already made up his mind. But as a formality, the attorneys will give their last bit of evidence. He will hear any victims but I believe that they already sent in letters, so I don't think there will be any victim impact statements. Diddy is going to speak for the first time in open court during this whole thing. He's going to speak. Well, he actually spoke when he was convicted of these acts. He did thank the judge and thank the jury and all of that. But today he's going to actually give a statement in open court. So we will get to see that today as well. It is now 9 o'clock, so court should have begun. But again, court has probably already started, but we um, we won't be privy to what's being said behind closed doors. So court actually starts at 10 a.m., which is an hour from now. So whoever wants to rock with me, rock with your girl. It'll be at 10 a.m. Court will start. I don't know how long it's going to last. Um, we know they want to play that 12-minute video. I don't know if they've already. The judge could be watching the 12-minute video now. Who knows? He could be. I don't know, but I'm sure that they are already in court. Um, so we will be tuned in for that. And I will be bringing you guys all up to speed with the latest details. We know Young Miami, she also gave a statement. I did a video on that earlier this week. Let me know if you watched that. That was a whole fool. She acted just like none of what has been going on for the last year has occurred. She was like, "Well, I don't uphold any wrongdoing." It wasn't wrongdoing, airhead. It was forcing women to commit acts for his pleasure. And I'm being a little discreet with my wording here. I don't want to ring the bells for YouTube. I had to get him out of there. Yo over here talking about. I don't know why people come and do stuff like that. I guess sometimes people with mental illnesses come on YouTube. That's the only way I could really explain it. Because why would you come on here saying stuff like that? Yes, Dardita, I was saying that her live was really good. Yo, you kind of like on your Oprah stuff. Yo, let me find out. She was on her Oprah, Barbara Walters type vibe, interviewing, and you have such a great way of. Even when I did the live with you, when I was a guest on one of Yo-Yo's panels, you guys go and check that out. We did that, like March, April, I think we did. I did a live with Yo-Yo, and she did really a really good job. She knows how to keep the conversation going. There was no gaps. You do really well at talking, like even with your own lives, like for you to be able to keep the conversation going for 8 hours, that is a skill. Not many people can do that. And I see why people hate, but not many people can do that. Even if they have a chat full of people, there's not many people who can finesse a conversation that way. You did really, really good. Yo-Yo wants him to do 10 years. Dang, Yo-Yo, 10 years? Now, I believe Fed time is all 50%, so they would have to give him the whole 20, Yo-Yo. They are not about to give that man 20 years. If they could though, anything is possible. That judge might get up there and be like, you know what? And I want to hear what he's gonna say. I want to hear like, you know how the judges give them a speech afterwards, and they're like, you, Mr. Combs, are evil. You, Mr. Combs, are arrogant. You treated these women like they were your toys for you to play with and do whatever you wanted to for years. And the trauma you have caused is unmitigatable. And for that, you deserve to spend the rest of your life in jail. But I am restricted to only giving you 20 years. But if I could, you would do life. Do you think he's going to say that? I could see him saying something along those lines. R. Kelly is never getting out. He's got life. But R. Kelly was convicted of a lot more. He was convicted of a RICO. Diddy was not convicted of the RICO. R. Kelly actually was, I believe, and in different states. And children were involved. So he's never getting out. Hey, Ann, good morning. How are you? Shoot, I got to go to the doctor, too. Okay, 7. Okay. I'm going to be off this thing at 8. That would be 11 for you guys. Am I working out today? You know I didn't work out yesterday. My back was hurting. My back was hurting after that workout on Tuesday, but I probably will work out when I get back home. I'm going to work out. I feel great when I work out calisthenics. I love it, but sometimes my body, just because, is worn out, sometimes, I have a little residual pain afterwards. And then I got hit. I told you guys I had a baby car accident the other day. That shook me up because I didn't know what that man was going to get out and do. You don't know what people will do to get away from an accident. He didn't have insurance. Make sure you pay your insurance. I'm glad. I ran home and made sure my insurance premium was paid up. It was. And I had an uninsured motorist and all of that, so I'm not, paying a dime out of pocket. But they still make you, the last accident I had, it wasn't an accident, it was a hit and run. Someone hit me, and I didn't get their information in time, but this time I hopped out the car, and this man was just shaking, and he had a dirty truck. I judge people, right? I judge people, if you know what I mean. I didn't know what he had in his glove compartment. It took him felt like 2 hours to go through all his paperwork, and all I'm seeing is document after document that says canceled. insurance canceled, but he kept saying, oh no, I took care of it. But the last cancellation was in April. And he lied because when I called his insurance, they said his insurance had lapsed, was canceled. We're gonna find out how much time he's getting today, Dardita. What are your predictions for R. No, 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 that's not what you said. Right. Misery does love company. Some people are so miserable that they'll go to a school full of children and hurt and harm them. Some people are so miserable they want to just cause others pain. And I don't understand how does that help you to escape your pain by causing other people pain? I don't get that. Especially people who have caused you no harm. Now, if somebody did something to you, I could see. And then they never do these things to people who might actually deserve something like this. It's always an innocent victim. They want to shock the world. It's not just about hurting people, it's that, or because they're miserable, they want to make a name for themselves. So I think it's like a copycat type of thing. Like they see someone else getting attention for it, and they see what happens when somebody else does it, so they want to do it too. Thank you, Yo Yo. It's fine. I know you guys are getting your morning started. I do that as well. I turn one of you guys on to support, or because I see you're on and I want to listen. I'll turn you on and have two or three of you playing on. One of you will be on the TV. Two of you will be on my phones while I'm uh, washing my face and getting ready for the day. I do it all the time. And sometimes, if I'm really busy, I may not be able to chat. And so I think yesterday, while you were live in the afternoon, Yo Yo, um, I was actually driving, and so I couldn't really chat. And Yo Yo shouted me out because I got monetized. And guys, if you get monetized, make sure you check the right boxes, cause yo, I think hurry up and give me a super chat before they take my monetization away. Um, I think I clicked the wrong button. So now I don't know. Sometimes it's good right now. I don't know. I don't know. I was so excited I clicked the wrong button. So but yeah, as of right now, I am monetized. So yeah. And that was fun. Getting monetized and all of that stuff. What's wrong with my other phone? So yes, I'm a YouTube partner. Um, and now they finally gave me my shopping button. So I'm going to be releasing some hoodies since it's fall, since it's winter. I got some money good getter hoodies coming. I like the last money getter hoodie I had, but I think I'm gonna come out with something even cooler. So guys, get ready for that. They won't be too expensive, and if you're a member, you'll get 10% off. So make sure you are a member. My memberships are only $2.99. Um, I couldn't make them any lower than that because I'm that girl, and $2.99 is already giving a lot of myself. But yes, I'm going to have new merch. You guys didn't really cop the old money getter merch, but that's going to be up there too. Get that money getter merch. Show out for your girl. But I'm going to have some cool hoodies. I made a hoodie last spring. Yeah. And they're very comfortable. They're very comfortable. Um, the graphics, are really cool. They don't wash off. So I will be making some more merch for you guys probably this weekend. So get into that. Go ahead and visit my shop when I set it up. I'll probably have it set up Monday. I'll also have my books on there where you can also get my books. So, and you can always do that. You can get the shirts and merch and all of that and my books and all of that good stuff on my website too because it's also there. C. Darrell Howard. Yeah, cedarhoward.com. It's in my profile. But yes, I'm making new merch just for YouTube. Because I got monetized, I'm going to make some new merch. Also, what am I going to be doing? Oh, I'm going to be doing more with the memberships as it stands right now. I have the Pajama Jammy Jams for members only, the ones that we did previously, part one and part two. But as well, the memberships, the members will have access to a monthly pajama party. We get a little wild in the pajama party, so I feel like that should be a members only type thing. And if you're a member, you can do that. That's on the $9.99 tier. Um, so yeah, and I'll also be doing like exclusive story times. Telling you guys some real cool stuff. And I'm not. Don't screen record it and don't carry my business. If you do, that's like, I think you get kicked off YouTube if you do stuff like that. I'm just playing. But yeah, I won't say anything that I wouldn't say anyway. However, I'm not going to be saying anything um, um, that I just want to tell. I'm going to get a little private. I'm going to get a little open and revealing so you guys will learn a little bit more about me. We'll have those. And I also want to do like girl chats, where we could talk about things that affect us. But yeah, get your memberships. Don't sleep. Also, I got emojis up like the don't sleep. I say that all the time. So I got a few catchphrases. The get money emoji. They're really cool. M3, if you're still in here, show off the emojis. Um, but yeah, I made some cool emojis. I think the more members you get, the more emojis you can make. So I'll make more this weekend as well. So that's just what I'm up to right now. Just enjoying being an officially monetized YouTuber. And I'm also enjoying the fall season. Um, I was blessed a lot in September, so just enjoying being retired now, enjoying my children, being a mom, all of the things, and being able to do what I want to do now, right? Um, I did the whole public service servant thing for 20 years, and now I'm ready to do me. So, absolutely. It is 6:22 here, so that means it is 9:22 in NYC. Let's see what's going on. Who's showed up at court and all of that. Do you think? I think Young Miami's going to show up for him at court today. I think that she may not, but I feel like she will. And I feel like if he gets out today, Young Miami will be waiting with open arms. I feel like she's thinking like you're about to get out, and I'm ready to get back in. I'm ready to get back in the program. He said if he is let out, he is not doing any more freak offs. Do you guys believe that? Because I do not believe that Diddy, who has been doing 20 years of freak offs, I don't believe that he's not going to do them anymore. That's what he likes. Thank you, Kendo. Thank you, Dardita. Thank you, Ann. Thank you, guys. He will say anything to get out of there, absolutely. He will say absolutely anything that he has to say, but he's doing a freak off. He's planning a freak off right now. He has Young Miami ready to go in. They can tell, listen, they can say he can't do any more freak offs, but they cannot tell him he cannot have a boyfriend and a girlfriend. They can't tell him that. Can they tell him that? Like, you are not allowed to have a boyfriend and a girlfriend. Like, he can say this: I have two boyfriends and I have two girlfriends, and we live in a commune. They cannot stop him from doing that. Can they stop him from doing porn? Can they tell him he can't watch pornography? Yep. But will he be a SMEX offender after this? Is this something like that? Let me see. I'm gonna look it up. Will Let me see. I'm gonna ask will Diddy have to register as a sex offender? Yes, he will. Yes, he will. So he will not be allowed to make or be in the possession of corn. Listen, don't you know, like, some people like to, you know, pull over to the side of the road and do that in the car, or they like to do that at the beach or whatever, right? Don't you know you can get convicted of an offense and you have to register as an offender for the rest of your life if you got caught in the car doing that? Mm-hmm. So be careful out there in these streets. Well, maybe not. Maybe that was only if he was convicted of the other stuff. I don't know about this one. Um, I'm checking it out right now. Um, because I see different things, so I don't want to tell you guys. Okay, a man convicted under the Mann Act also may also be a registered offender and will likely be sentenced to a period of supervised release requiring compliance with an offender registration and other conditions like drug testing. He won't even be able to be on the internet if if he has to register. I don't think you can be on the internet like that. Um, will he be able to take his child to school? He has to have limited contact with children. So he won't be able to take his child to school or go to little birthday parties and stuff like that. I think you can only be around your child if you have one of those registrations. But it's not involving a minor. So we'll see. That's another thing, right? So discretionary conditions courts can also impose, such as restricted internet use and limited contact with children. Like, he won't be able to hand out candy on Halloween. He'll have to shut his doors and turn off his light. Like, if you're one of those people who were convicted of such a crime, you cannot be around children like that. The Mann Act was passed during the Progressive era and was used to combat what reformers perceived as widespread trafficking. The law was really made to prevent a man, an African American, from marrying a white American. That's what it was really about. Um, but it was for prostitution, mainly. Okay, so what is the Mann Act? What to know about The law used to convict Sean Combs. Sean Diddy Combs was convicted of prostitution-related offenses under the federal Mann Act, so he will be doing fed time, not state time. That's why he couldn't be convicted of the DV case, and plus that happened in California, so he couldn't be convicted of that. Um, he was acquitted of the more serious charges, such as the RICO Act. He was still convicted of flying people around the country, including his girlfriends and male entertainers, to engage in paid encounters. Over the years, the law has been applied to prominent convictions, including R. Kelly. He was convicted of the Mann Act, and Ghislaine Maxwell. Remember, she was with Jeffrey Epstein. They both got convicted of the Mann Act as well. It has broad wording, and a subsequent Supreme Court interpretation once allowed prosecutors to bring cases against interracial couples and eventually many others in consensual relationships. The law was amended in the 1980s, and today it is primarily used for prosecuting interstate prostitution crimes or people accused of taking underage children across state lines for um, um, encounters. Why is it called the Mann Act? In 1910, Congress passed a bill which was named after Republican U.S. Rep. James Robert Mann of Illinois. It's also known as the White Slave Traffic Act of 1910. How does it apply to Combs' case? Combs was convicted of counts involving two former girlfriends, Cassie and Jane Doe. Um, Both women have said at trial that he pressured them into degrading SMEX marathons with strangers who were paid for the performances. Jane said she was once beaten by Combs for declining to participate. Cassie said that when she tried to walk out of one such event, Combs beat her and dragged her down a hotel hallway. We saw that. Combs was acquitted of trafficking and racketeering charges. So the RICO and trafficking part, he was acquitted for those charges, and however, he was convicted of transport. So trafficking, I don't know what's the difference between trafficking and transporting. I guess it's two different things. The law was used to secure a convict. I guess trafficking would be like if they got paid to do it. I don't know. And transporting would be against transporting would be taking them from one state to the other, which we all know he did that. And trafficking would be if they were getting paid to do it, or if he was making money off of them doing it. He didn't make money, he was actually paying them. So the people who would have actually been convicted of trafficking would have been Cassie and Jane Doe. However, they weren't brought up on charges. They were seen as victims in the case. So if I'm wrong, please correct me. I don't know everything. I am not an attorney, and I'm not a criminal lawyer, so um, I may be wrong. Since 1917 Supreme Court case, since a 1917 Supreme Court case, the justices ruled that illicit fornication, even when consensual, amounted to an immoral purpose. And in 1986, an update made the law gender neutral and effectively ended the Act's role in trying to legislate morality by changing debauchery and immoral purpose to any activity for which any person can be charged with a criminal offense. So it's been amended over the years, the last time in 1978 and 1994, and it now addresses the exploitation of children. So they tried to get the charges dismissed in February, but no such luck. What else is going on? Let's see, let's see, let's see. There's a lot going on, guys. Let me check the traps. What's going on in my Chiz app? I see 5 of you are still in here with me. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Have a good day, and I'll see you later. I hope you all is well at the doctor's. Hey, Yo-Yo, welcome back. Matt Chatter, welcome. You think he's going to do a lot of time? How much time do you think he's going to get? I say 3 to 5 years. Like, the prosecutors want 11. His his attorneys are pushing for 14 months, which I think they can hang that up. I think the judge will meet somewhere in the middle, and I think 3 to 5 years will be the sentencing. Now, will he get 3 to 5 years on each count? That's another thing to consider. The judge can do that. The judge can uh, give him, say, the judge can give him 3 to 5 years, right? On each charge, which would be 6 to 10 years. And I guess he would have to do a minimum of 6 years before he can get paroled. Or the judge can say, okay, I'm going to give you 14 months on each charge, or I'm going to give you 3 years on each charge to be served consecutively. And then he will do it, and he would get half the time, and he can get out in like a year and a half. So we're going to see. He might tell him 3 years, and then he has to stay in jail another 5 months. We're going to see. We are going to see. I am on pins and needles waiting to see what time Diddy gets. Hey, Bo One for Life. Thank you for tuning in. How are you? I hope you are doing well. You think he may get 3 years for each count? That's basically what I just said. But he can have to serve them concurrently or consecutively. I think I misspoke. I said if he gets it consecutively, he would do half the time and be able to get out. But he would actually have to do it one after the other. Hi, Brighton. I love your name. That's a nice, beautiful name. Right, Shirley, indecent exposure, correct. If you do something in the car or a beach, even, you know how guys like to, if they're rushing somewhere, if there's no bathroom around, you know how guys like to go and, you know, do the number 1 on the side of a building or by a tree. That's indecent exposure. That can get you a SA offense as well. Crazy, right? Be careful in these streets. And I've seen people do that, or know people who've done that all the time. Like my exes, they would do that. Men would do that anywhere. Like go beside a building if they've been drinking or something. Have I done that in public before? Have I ever had to go? I know I have. I've been drinking and I've had to do that. That's the kind of stuff I'm going to save for the group chat and the members only group chats. I'm going to say that for the members only group chat because I have lived a very colorful life. I have. Miguel, welcome. Welcome to the chat. Miguel says he's going to do 8 years or less. I don't doubt that. I think he's going to do a few years. Diddy, I'm saying it now. Diddy is going to do a few years. He is not getting out today. Diddy is staying behind bars. That judge wasn't playing with him. No time was he playing with him at all. I watched the entire trial. I was glued to the TV to Twitter. I watched Twitter the whole entire time, the whole 4 to 5 weeks of the trial, like I was getting paid to do it. And and then I watched Armand Wiggins give his recap every evening, the whole entire trial. I did not miss a day. So I know what happened, and I can tell you what happened. The judge was baby fair, but I feel like he was more biased against the defense. Um, and I feel like he should have been allowed to go home on bail just simply because he had never been convicted of a crime. But the judge was like, no. Diddy was asking for bail, asking to go home with an ankle monitor, saying that he would give up not only his passports, but his children's passports. He was going to mortgage his homes, all of that. So um, that leads me to ask, like, how much money does he have? I know they said that he was a billionaire, but Diddy has lost, he said in his letter to the judge, he has lost all of his businesses, all of them. He has no more businesses. If he is allowed to get out, what does life look like for Diddy? Will he be welcomed back into the public with open arms? Um, will he be able to have a girlfriend? Like, who wants to be Diddy's girlfriend, knowing what type of how he gets now? Um, for years, my older sister, shout out to Hope, said Diddy was gay. She had been saying it, and I don't know, she always says everybody's gay. So I was like, but do you think he is actually gay? And do you think that he would just go on and live his life as a gay man now that everything has been outed about him? Do you think that Diddy would just go ahead and have himself a boyfriend? Or do you think he would have himself a boyfriend and a girlfriend? Because I feel like he doesn't really like women like that. He's never been married. He does have children, but I feel like women have just been like a possession to him, like a car he needs to drive to get somewhere, right? So he used the women to get to where he needed to get to, if you know what I mean. But it wasn't like he really cared about them. And because he has money, he could afford the nicest looking cars and the nicest looking women. But I don't think he really has like desires for women like that, because he wanted to watch them be with other men. Like, I don't know. I don't know. Cassie won on a different level. Uh, Diddy has a Nike deal? Absolutely not. Um, when the charges first came out about him, he lost his school. He had a charter school. He had Revolt, the television station or whatever, or is it a streaming service, or is it a television station? He lost Revolt. He lost his charter school. He lost his deal with the liquor deal he had with Diageo. Um, he lost everything. So no, I don't think he has any business dealings right now. Do I feel like he could get some? Hell yeah. Hell yeah, he's Diddy. I think the black community is so forgiving. If R. Kelly got out right now and did a concert, it would be sold out. I watched a concert of R. Kelly this summer, and it was hit after hit after hit. Like, the boy was bad. You know, it's so terrible. And that's what I just say, like, it's crazy. And I would say, you know, Satan was a minister of music, very beautiful, very, very talented in music. And a lot of people feel like that's why it's so much in the entertainment industry, so much sinfulness, so much debauchery, because Satan has a lot of control and his spirit is rampant throughout that industry. Um, you know, you could look at it that way. One could say that. But R. Kelly was just so talented. And usually when people are that talented, they usually have a different makeup, like a Kanye West. He's bipolar. Mariah Carey, bipolar. Chris Brown, bipolar. Um, so it's not just that these people are talented, their minds are different than most people. That's why they can work incessantly. That's why they're like creative geniuses, and they think a little different and they operate a little differently as well. That's not everybody. I'm not out in no way, shape, or form saying if you're talented in music or if you're rich, you are a reprobate, but many of them are. Many of them are like R. Kelly. Like, could you imagine you wanting to perform a golden shower on a child? That's crazy. That's crazy. And you prefer the company of children. Crazy. So yeah, I feel like Diddy will be able to, not on the level which he did before he left, obviously. I think that he will still have friends. I think that people, where is little Boosie at? Where is little Boosie? Is he in jail? Because he's been awfully quiet. He hasn't said anything in a couple of weeks. I am shocked that he hasn't been commenting on Carisha and Nicki Minaj. He hasn't said a word about those two, but man, what time? Okay, it's a quarter till. That means people should be coming into the court. Now, I'm not sure if Diddy has been allowed to wear regular clothes, or if, now we'll know if the judge allowed him to wear regular clothes, he might be getting out. But if the judge said H to the null and he comes in prison orange, he's staying. Guys, let me know if you can hear me in the chat as well. My Wi-Fi is cutting up. So let me know if you can hear me. Okay, thank you, Tasha. What about Cassie? Cassie got her money. Cassie was living with her mama. Cassie man is broke. Cassie's done with the public eye. Now that the public knows everything about her, people are going to be judging her. Even if many people feel sorry for her, they will forever see her as a victim. They will ever forever see her as a woman who was used like a filthy rag. Um, and was made to do the most atrocious things that a person could be made to do. And I'm sure there are women who have been through worse, but she went through hell. Even like I said, I've said this early on when the trial started, that even if Cassie agreed to it, this was a 19-year-old girl, and I believe Diddy was like 30 something at the time. For you to have her introduce her to this lifestyle, I do believe this. Cassie would have never engaged in this lifestyle on her own. If not for Diddy, she would have never participated in this type of situation. She just wouldn't have. And she was only doing it to please him. Good morning, Carly. I love that name, Carly. I love it. How are you this morning from Australia? Thanks for tuning in. What time is it in Australia, Carly? Hands in the air, drinks everywhere. So we're going to go back to Twitter, and we're going to check and see who's showing up for court. Let's see what we can see. Mm-hmm. 50 Cent. 50 Cent wrote an open letter saying that he is afraid of Diddy. 50 50 for real, like, come on now. You really need to stop. You do too much. Like, everything shouldn't be seen. I'm going to tell you exactly what 50 Cent says. Dear Judge Subramanian, I have had an ongoing dispute with Puffy for over 20 years. He is very dangerous. Multiple times I have feared for my life. I think you should consider the safety of the general public, Your Honor, before unleashing him upon them. There hasn't been enough time for him to reform or make any adjustments, despite his trying to teach a class in there. As you are already aware, the government has spent the maximum amount of money on deploying federal agencies, which appear to be an army, in two locations simultaneously. Later, his son, who's dealing with his own allegations, claimed that the feds had hit the wrong house. Anyway, Diddy's only going to return to hiring more male SMEX workers and keeping most of the baby oil away from the general public. And babies need it. My Netflix doc on this scandalous subject is coming soon. Everything is not a joking matter, 50, for real. And 50, and this is not allegedly, because he actually pled no contest to actually assaulting his baby mother, the one who was the Jane Doe in this trial. Oops, I was supposed to say that. But you guys already know. But 50, you have already been convicted of, well, you pleaded no contest for vandalizing. Well, you were accused of vandalizing your baby mother's home and accused of assaulting her. And you pleaded no contest to some of those charges, or all of them. I'm not going to say which ones because I don't have the charges in front of me, but you did plead no contest. So how are you on here judging anybody with what you've been accused of? And your baby mama also said that you forced her. So don't be the pot calling the kettle, calling the pot, calling the kettle. Real talk. You know what you did and what you didn't do, but I know this is embarrassing because his baby mama, Diddy said he had to take care of his baby mama because 50 was only giving her like $5K a month, which is enough to live off of, but not if you are the baby mama of a successful, highly successful rapper, right? But yeah, so I don't know why 50 is speaking out, why he's doing this. It's crazy. I don't know. Why didn't you go to New York, Miguel? You should be at court. You should be inside the court. You should be standing out there in line right now. But no, I stayed home so I can tell you guys what's going on from my couch. You're welcome. Always a jokester. It's too early in the morning, and I'm on very little sleep. So 8 minutes, guys. 8 minutes until court starts. Get ready, get ready, get ready, get ready. We are about to find out the fate of Mr. Combs. Now, hopefully they do it before 8 o'clock my time because I have somewhere to be. We're not going to do this all day long. Real talk. Real talk. We're coming up on 2 hours, on hour 2, guys. Thank you. Shout out to you guys. Shout out to the money getters who are hanging out with me. I told you guys earlier this week that I would be doing this and that I would be here for you all to break this down, to give my predictions, to talk about what all has happened these last 13 months. It's been a lot. We first found out about what Cassie accused Diddy of right before Thanksgiving 2023. It was shocking. It shook the world. Diddy settled a lawsuit within 24 hours, and there was speculation that the feds were looking into his case, and 6 months later, we found out that that was true. First, we saw the incident that occurred at the Transcontinental Hotel where Diddy drugged Cassie and stomped her during a freak off. And then, not too long after that, Diddy was arrested about 4 months later in September. And he sits now in a federal jail for 13 months. No more mansion, no more private jets, no more expensive dinners, alcohol, money. He's just like everybody else in jail. He's right there with them. How Diddy has been spending his time going to court. He was in court for a while, going back to court, trying to get out. Didn't happen. He's also teaching a class called Free Game. He said that the residents, his homeboys, his compadres, his fellow inmates gave it that name, Free Game. He's teaching people how to be success. It's like a mentor program, and the inmates love it. According to a letter that Diddy wrote to the judge, there has been no fight since he started the program. Good going, Diddy. Also, Diddy says that, in prisons, there are a lot of racial lines being drawn, but he said that in his class there are Latinos, there are gang members from various different sects, blacks, whites, everybody is getting together. But I could imagine who wouldn't want the opportunity to pick a billionaire's brain, even if he is a depraved mind, right? I would want to know too. I would want to get all that info so I could use it or pass it on to someone. Hey, do this. Hey, do that. Absolutely. Absolutely. So, yes, what's going on? So, here's Diddy in court. I wonder, is he going to dye his hair back black before he leaves out? Or will we see? We will probably, if he gets out, we will probably see him with the gray hair. His whole head is gray. And I need to know what kind of dye was he using, because I'm getting gray all around here. I'm gray. I'm super gray. Like if I take these braids out and put my hair out, you will see all my gray. So, mm-hmm. Let's go to TMZ. Let's see who has showed up to court for Diddy. Okay, live updates. Sean Diddy Combs is expected to receive his federal, I was saying prison and sentence together. His federal prison sentence Friday, today, after a nearly 2 month smax abuse and racketeering trial. It ended in July with the jury clearing him of the most serious charges, but convicting him on 2 counts of transportation to engage in prostitution. Okay. So, do we have any live updates? So, there are people outside of the court, line sitters, people who people have been paid to sit outside. They made a cute little coin during this trial. They sit outside and hold spots, and you can pay them for that. So, um, they started doing that at 7:30 p.m. last night. So this sentencing is getting a lot of media attention. Um, People slept outside in tents and all of that around the courthouse starting at 7:30 p.m. It's a lot of drama in the line. One guy said that I try to stay away from the line drama, that there is too much. That's why I brought the tent and stay in there. The man said he was paid to hold a spot for the press, but wouldn't say which outlet. So the press is paying people to sit outside in front of the courtroom. He says, I'm not into the sentencing one bit, as long as I can make money from it. So he just wants to make some cash. Okay. Would you do that? It's cold right now in New York. I know I wouldn't be out there. I wonder how much they're getting paid to do that. You would have to pay me a cute little coin to be outside in the tent with all those crazies. But that's what's going on right now. And this is people outside waiting to get in the court. So it's packed. It's packed. Okay, guys, it's 7 a.m. It is 7 a.m. Let's see what's going on. Um, Court should be in session. We made it. We made it. Okay. Okay, let's see what's going on. Combs' lawyer, Mark Agnafilio, and Brian Steele are talking low next to the lector, so court is open. It's in session. Alexandra Shapiro stands with Nicole Westmoreland. The prosecutors are seated at the front table, minus Maureen Comey. Remember, they fired her. She's James Comey's daughter, and he was just charged with improper and being improper doing a case, I think, with Trump. So they're trying to put him in jail. Um, Combs has not been brought out as of yet. Um, a U.S. Marshal brings out a big sheaf of papers and a red book, picks up the chair to search underneath. All clear. So they're searching this chair because today, expect that the courtroom will be filled with heavy security. It's protocol. When somebody is being sentenced, especially with the possibility of getting something like 20 years, we don't want what happened to that judge in Nevada. Remember when that boy jumped over the the podium or whatever, over the bench, and he attacked that judge and pummeled her, and it took like 6 officers to get him off of her. Remember that? So they don't want that to happen during sentencing. So what usually happens is the bailiffs will stand around the convicted and make sure that he's all good, that he's not going to try to like off himself or off anybody in the courtroom. It has happened plenty of times. Um, you've seen on TV, you've seen someone being sentenced go off on their lawyer and assault the lawyer, or try to assault the attorney, or try to do something to themselves. Somebody actually did that last week. They were convicted of unaliving their wife, and when they came into court, they popped something in their mouth, and right there in court. Yeah. So it happens. So I believe that the judge will have the bailiffs in full force, and Diddy will be sentenced from anywhere from 13 months to 20 years. It's anyone's guess. I believe he's going to get 3 to 5. 3 to 5 for Diddy. No coming home today. And Shayesh, you get a report for hate speech. And you also get, bye-bye, you get blocked from my channel. So, make you a new page. Yes, it's starting now. You would do if the price is right, M3, they would have to give me a cool 5K at least minimum. 5K for me to come here and sit at 7:30 p.m. on the cold concrete in a tent with other people, you know, arguing and fighting. No, I need some money. I need my chips with dip. Diddy got his own personal security at the courthouse for family, but Diddy's security is the police right now. Oh, he has security for the fam. I would imagine so, because you never know if someone may want to attack them. Um, 3 and the rest on paper. Thank you, thank you. I am dope. So are you, Ryan. Thank you so much. Yes, I think he might get that. I didn't say that, but I think he may also get, because the judge can do this too. He can give him 10 years and say, you know what, 7 years probation, 3 years jail time, and he's already did 13. So that would put him at 2 more months in jail. But the judge can very well do something like that. And that kind of puts him in handcuffs a little bit, right? He's got 1 foot in prison and 1 foot out. If he does anything, if he's caught doing a freak off, if he's caught with a dirty test, if he runs a red light, he can go back in and do those 7 years. So the judge also has the ability to do that. And I wouldn't be surprised, Ryan, if that is the case, because that is another thing that we have to factor into it. Yo-Yo says he's going to do some time. Yo-Yo, I agree with you. I really believe, and this is just why I believe he's going to do time. If the judge had any inkling or any designs that he wanted to release this man, he would have allowed him to bail out for sentencing, because he could have done that. But when he said no to releasing him and letting him go home until he is sentenced, I knew then this judge has shut Diddy down at every turn. He's not letting him out today. He's not. If anybody thinks he's going to get out, you can forget it. He's getting jail time. I'm playing. I don't know what time he's going to get. I know that I just predict 3 to 5 years. And Ryan, like you said, maybe I'm thinking, now that you have thrown that out there, I'm thinking 10 years, some of it being probation and some of it being jail time. And with him already having done 13 months, and then you have to realize as well, Cassie, you have $30 million. You can go anywhere in this world if you are that scared. You can hire you some security or whatever. You're not that scared, girl. If you were scared like that, you wouldn't have came and sued him. You would have went on about your life. Like, if I'm that scared that somebody is going to cause me harm, I'm going somewhere far away where they can never find me, and I'm living a quiet life. She was living with her mama and daddy. That's what was going on. She had no money. She had no money. She was actually trying to go on a little baby tour, but once she got the money, she didn't tour. So she needed the money, and she deserved it, because even if none of that stuff ever happened, even if she had the best relationship with him, she was with this man for 11 years, and she was used to living a certain type of lifestyle. So he should have gave her some walk away money in a NDA. You'll never talk about this again. I'll give you this much money now, and I'll give you this much money then. But, you know, criminals are dumb, right? We know that. There's no such thing as a smart criminal. Right? Okay. Again, the U.S. government wants 11 years and Puffy wants time served. He has a video posted up, and 4 lawyers will speak. Um, I guess some of the victims will also speak. Mia, Mia, which is someone who worked for Diddy in the past, will also speak. Um, okay, court has started. Um, so they went to go get Combs. They're going to get him right now. And yeah, it's time for some action. We are about to find out the fate of Sean Diddy Combs. Thank you guys for tuning in. I appreciate everybody for coming in and chilling with your girl this morning. I have been up since 2 a.m. Cali time. I did read my Bible today, guys. I did. And I did say a prayer before I got on here. Um, but yes, I'm very interested in the case. Like I said before, I was glued to Twitter because court was closed. There was no cameras in the courtroom. We only saw sketches, poorly done sketches by court artists or court, whatever you call them. And we got the tweets, right? We had to rely on court spectators that were in the court, such as Armand Wiggins, to give us the commentary for the evening. He did a great job. Armand did an excellent job giving commentary daily, and he was very fair, funny but fair. Um, I feel like I was right in the courtroom, so I know a lot about what happened. I feel like Cassie gave a very riveting testimony. I feel like a lot of people were embellishing. I believe that most of what they said happened, but at the same time, going back in the way they're telling it later could kind of probably seem a little bit more uh, scandalous than what it was at the time. I really believe that they all were engaging in debauchery, from Diddy to his girlfriends to his hanger-ons and managers. I feel like they all were into that. I believe that Diddy was a tyrant. I believe that he was violent. I believe that he did put his hands on women. You don't hear about him putting his hands on men. We never hear that. But I believe he did. I believe he did a lot of what they said he did. I don't doubt that he did. I believe he did it. If he's admitting to the things that he admits to putting his hands on Cassie. He admits to paying men to do with his women. So, like, what wouldn't you do? Like, I believe you did it all. Um, do I believe that the women could have left? Jane Doe for sure. Because Puffy even told her, like, look, this is how I get down. Um, this is how I live my lifestyle. What, I can pay your rent for a few months, but, you don't. He basically told her, look, how much more time do you need? I can give you 3 or 4 months. If you don't want to be here, you don't got to do this, but this is how I rock. And she decided she wanted to stay. With Cassie, he did threaten her. We saw it. We saw it. Now, were those serious threats, or were those just things that you shouldn't be threatening anybody? You shouldn't be blackmailing anybody. But was he being serious, or was he caught up in a moment? Okay. And we have a live stream, guys. Let's see. Let's see. I think we got some more action. Let's see what's going on. Okay, this is Harvey. Okay, they're watching the video right now.
I know that it means something to people, like if someone thank you. You hear it? This country and this world we live in may have plans for y'all. I didn't listen to that. I don't want y'all to listen to it either. And I'm happy to say this is our third school.
So, oh, he opened 3 schools. He had charter schools up the yin yang. Okay. So yeah, they're playing that little video. Okay. It is now 10:15. I don't know how long the sentencing hearing will last. He has on a white shirt. The judge did allow him to wear street clothes. Sean came in, he put his papers under the table, leaned back, and he blew a kiss to the gallery. His mother, um, Brian Steele, his lawyer, is standing there with him, and he whispers in his ear. So that's what's going on right now, guys. So yeah, we will know very shortly how much time will Diddy get. I'm on pins and needles like it's my loved one. I'm not gonna say like it's me because if I was in court, my heart would be busting out of my chest. Like I would be so scared if I was facing 20 years. That's crazy. 20 years is crazy. Even if you did it, even if you did it and you know you did it, that's still crazy. Like damn, I'm never coming home. Like Diddy is how old? I think he's like 55. He's 55 years old, about to be 56. So 20 years for him is 76. But I believe he would do 10 years. So it's still 66 years. Well, 65 because he's already been in there for a year. Either way, 65, like, man, like, would he make it to 65? Living in those hellhole conditions? I don't know. I don't know. They gave Ghislaine a lot of time. Uh, didn't they give her life? But they did convict her of the RICO. Um, but they gave her a lot of time. I don't know. He's not getting away with this, guys. He's not. They didn't let R. Kelly get away with it. They didn't let Ghislaine Maxwell get away with it. They didn't allow Harvey Weinstein to get away with this. And Diddy will not get away with it either. It ain't happening. It ain't happening. Hey, David, good morning. Hey, P-Mate family. How are you? Thank you guys for tuning in. Um, what's not to like, David? Of course, you like what you see. What else is new? Today we're talking about the Diddy trial, and he is about to be sentenced after what has been 2 years, 3 years of media frenzy, of investigations, of raids. Um, there was like a raid like we have never seen before on his home in California and in Miami. And it all culminated in an arrest. Um, when they arrested Diddy, they said he was preparing to have a freak off. He had all the freak off tools necessary, right, that he normally has. So it's about to go down. It's about to go down. And I, for one, am, I don't know. 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 If they give that man 20 years, that's going to be crazy. If they let him out, would that be fair? Is that justice? Is that justice? Money getters, let me know, what is a just amount of time for Diddy? How much time do you think he should do? Ryan, I heard you, I saw that you said you feel like they should set him free. But what would be a just amount of time for what he did, what he was convicted of? Transporting. And we're not talking about the beating because he's not in jail for that. He was not arrested for that or charged for that. M3, you don't think he's doing 20 years? Not even close? I don't think so either, but anything could happen. I mean, the judge is well within his rights to give him 20 years. They can appeal it, but what's the chances of him winning an appeal? Um, Thank you. I appreciate everybody who rocked with me. Kendo, have a great day. Thank you so much for tuning in. Um, I appreciate everybody who's been in here with me. We are going into we're at 2 hours and 19 minutes. I came in a little early. I would have much rather have started this at about 7, but hey, um, I would have just now been getting on, okay? Or probably at like an hour before, but it is what it is. I thank you guys for still being in here with me and supporting your girl. This is the first time I've done something like this, and someone asked me, why didn't you go? I'm in California. There's lots of criminal proceedings here involving celebrities, lots of profile cases. Who knows, one day your girl might actually show up to a court hearing and report live from there. You never know. You know, you never know. I doubt it though. Thank you, M3. Happy Friday, everyone. Um, I'm about to get off of here real soon, so I hope they give him his time. Cause we all have things to do, so they need to hurry this stuff along. Like I don't know why they need videos at this point. Like I don't know, what is that all about? What is that all about? What is all of that about? Okay. Okay, so the judge is going over the pre-sentencing reports, and now he'll hear from the parties. He said he's received the defense's reply memo of October 2nd and the letter from Mr. Combs and the video the defense plans to play here in court. I appreciate the letters. I've received the government's letters from Ms. Ventura and others. I appreciate them. So that is the judge addressing the court. Um, I don't know if they will play the video in open court. I don't know if the judge has already watched the video and has already read all of the letters. Um, so yeah, we're going to see. We are about to see. How do you guys feel? Do you guys feel like anxious about it, even though it's not happening to you, or do you feel like, because you can feel anxious for many reasons, right? Some of you may feel like you want him to get a stiff punishment, and you're anxious because you don't anticipate that happening, or you may feel like you want to see him be released, and you're anxious because you don't think that he'll be getting out. I'm excited to see what's going to happen, not because I want to see him get a lot of time or because I want to see him get out. I just want to know his fate at this point. What will happen? Will Diddy spend the next 20 years in prison? Will he get out today? Either way, I think that we're all going to move on from this after today, especially if he gets time. I think he will be forgotten about. And I think that will be that. If he gets out today, then of course there is going to be a firestorm of media. Um, if he gets out today, guys, do you think he will do like an interview with Gayle King? Or do you think he will go away quietly and spend time with his family? What will happen? Where will his residence be? He has homes in New York and in Miami. No, excuse me, in Miami and in California. So I'm just interested to see what is going to happen. What is going to be happening today? Girl, your girl is tired. Whew. On like 4 hours of sleep too. So Diddy's attorney, Alexandra Shapiro, says, we're going to submit a course evaluation from MDC. The USA attorney says, we don't have a copy. The judge says, please give her one. Okay, and the USA attorney says, Mia no longer wishes to address the court here today, in part due to the letter submitted by the defense. Bullying. What? One shocker after the other. How is the defense bullying her? They're defending their client. There's no bullying in court. There's no bullying in court. They are defending their client. They were paid millions to defend that man at all costs. This man is facing 20 years in court. You cannot go lightweight. Now, I have my feelings about what he did, but if you're defending me and I'm paying you millions of dollars, you better put out all the stops. Don't hold anything back. Grill these witnesses to the teeth. Do not leave anything behind. They have the right to do that. And people say that's why victims don't want to testify. That's a part of the court process. If you are victimized, you have to be confident, and I know that's hard after enduring an assault or being victimized. I know that's hard, but you have to be willing to stand up there and stand flat-footed. Get you some therapy before you go in. Do you some prayer. Anybody watching this, do not let somebody get away with doing something to you because you feel like his attorney is going to come down hard on you. If you know that you're a victim, get up there and testify for yourself. Get up there and cry. Get out there and express yourself. Let everything out and tell the truth. Because you want that person, if he did something to you or to your child, you want them gone. You don't want them getting out because the jury didn't believe you. Get up there and tell your story. And bullying, come on, lady. You said he did all these things to you. Get up there in front of the court and tell your story. It's all out in the open now. It's all out in the open. Everybody knows what he did. You already were on the stand. And I guess she's feeling some type of way. I'm getting the picture that the prosecutors kind of I feel like they kind of forced some of these witnesses to testify like they did, or they told them that they would be charged. One of Gina Hahn, she was victim 3, but she never showed up in court. She got ghost. She said that the prosecutors tried to force her to testify like she was a victim, but she told them that she wasn't a victim. And I believe that. I believe that the prosecutors really wanted to get a conviction, and I believe that they are, pressing the victims to testify, because in my mind, I feel like Cassie would have took her money and rode off into the sunset with her husband. Her right to do so, and it's also her right to testify. She has every right to seek justice monetarily and justice through the courts for Diddy to go to jail. She has every right to do that. So I'm not saying she's wrong by any means. She had every right to want that. And here goes the USA with their BS. We think the defense's letter violated your honor's rules. I thought the tone was inappropriate and it should not happen again. And anyone beyond Mr. Combs, well, what letter was that? The judge said he thought the letter was inappropriate and it shouldn't happen again as well. They said that the Reverend and Mr. Combs' children will come up and stand together. The U.S. Attorney says Rule 32 only applies to the parties and victims. The court is within its right to exclude character witnesses. They don't want to use character witnesses? I'm telling you, this court, they want to stick it to him. People have used character witnesses before to mitigate their sentencing. And that's why, as someone who's worked in law enforcement and a trial watcher and just really an opinionated Black girl on YouTube, I feel like the prosecutors, they really wanted to stick it to this man. And he's already in jail. The judge is already going to give him whatever time he's going to give him What difference does it make if you allow his children to speak as a character witness? Um, do you believe that little in yourself and the job you did as a prosecutor? I think that's crazy. And then the judge has admonished Diddy several times. He said that he feels like the attorneys were inappropriate. Well, why the hell did you let it get out then? Why did you even, if you felt like the letter was inappropriate, why even allow it into evidence? You could have read it and said, no, this is inappropriate. Why would you even let it be seen by the courts? Crazy. Uh, the judge said, but he can also allow them because the prosecutors were saying the court is within its right to exclude character witnesses. And the judge says, but I can also allow them, correct? As I overruled the defense wanting to exclude Mia. So he's telling the prosecutors, look, I told the defense no, that they couldn't tell me I had to exclude a character witness against him. And so I'm telling you that the same. Um, and the judge says, okay, the children and the doctor can speak. Um, and the judge says he'll think about the others being allowed to speak. Y'all, it's a showdown in the courtroom. It is a showdown. Guys, a lot is going on. Guys, a lot is going on. Ugh. Thank you, Shirley. Thank you for tuning in. Have a good day. Everyone, have a blessed Friday. Thank you all for tuning in. You think he'll go straight home and talk eventually as he gets himself together? Will people want to hear from him? Who wants to interview him? You think that the media will want to interview him? Depends on the sentence, but probably Miami. You think he'll go to Miami? That looks cute, Robin. You look really cute. I love that top. Hey, Carly. You back in from Australia? Hey, Marie. How are you this morning? Thanks for tuning in. We are currently discussing the Diddy sentencing hearing. Guys, if you haven't already done so, please hit the like button. Please hit the like button for me. And also, please subscribe to my channel. I am the Mommy Money Getter, aka MMG. I I've been doing a lot of commentary over here lately, but I do have other content coming up. I have a cool video that I did visiting the Asian grocery store. So I'm going to be posting that up later, probably tomorrow. Today, my vlog for Vlogtober, today's vlog, I did a review of Ruth and Boaz, the Netflix movie. I don't know if you guys are familiar with the story of Ruth and Boaz. From the Bible, but that's what the movie was based off of, and I gave my review. And I also broke down a few myths about the story. So check that out. That's premiering actually at 8 o'clock. So, how am I gonna do a premiere and be here? They need to get this sentencing stuff going. Like, come on, like the trial is over. I feel like just let him come before the judge. But Diddy is also going to be speaking. Diddy is also going to be speaking today. Okay? He will be speaking out in open court. Man, this is crazy. I don't anticipate that they'll be taking any breaks today. So we will, I think they will go straight through. Who am I talking to? You see the camera right in front of me, durr. I'm talking to the live. Girl, chill out. I feel like I want to Starbucks. It's cold. Turn off the AC. Turn the AC off. It's 70 degrees. 70 degrees, and I got my AC on. My bills were like $2,000 for the summer. Like $3,000, I'm not sure. A lot of money. I got to keep it chill in here. Let's see. Okay, so this is the judge. So now, as to the objections, The defense says acquitted conduct cannot be considered. There is no guidance from any court on this. We don't know what the jury was thinking, but it's about overlapping conduct, and it only impacts the advisory guidelines range. So the judge is basically saying he's going to consider even the conduct that he was acquitted for. That's crazy. The judge says acquitted conduct can be considered. Even matters that cannot be considered for the guidelines can be considered under 3553A. Now the U.S. objections. They argue for the criminal sexual abuse guideline. So he's going to use all the charges to consider his sentencing? Is that fair? Whoa, I didn't expect that. That's not good. Like I said, I told you guys, this judge is not here to play. This judge is going to give him, he's going to throw the book at Diddy. I knew it. I knew it. Uh-oh. Ruh-roh. Wow. I did not see that coming. I thought that he was only going to consider sentencing guidelines for the two charges that he was actually convicted of. Now, this may be grounds for an appeal if he gives him time basing it on his prior acts or on what he was charged with. He said, well, we don't know what the jury was thinking. It doesn't matter what the jury was thinking. The jury didn't convict him of that. That's all you have to go by. It doesn't matter what they were thinking. You can't guess for them. Why have a trial? Why be found not guilty? That's like double jeopardy, isn't it? I think it's double jeopardy. I'm no attorney, but if I had to guess, I would say it's double jeopardy. And Trump said if Diddy wasn't treated fairly, he may give a pardon. So if he gives a pardon, Diddy walks away, no probation. Diddy can have all the freak offs he wants. I don't know. What do you guys think? What do you guys think? Help me out. Don't just sit there. Let me. What's going on? Use your fingers to type, not just your eyes to see. Oh my gosh, this is crazy. I did not expect all this. I expect this to just be a regular court sentencing. Diddy, you getting 5 years. I didn't expect 15-minute long videos. I didn't expect all of this going on right now. This is worse than a trial. It's crazy. Wow. 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 Wow, wow, wow. Crazy. Expect the unexpected this morning, guys. Expect the unexpected. So the judge says, there is little precedent on what type of threat is required, but bodily harm makes most sense. Concrete harms to force Jane and Miss Ventura to engage in acts. Does this conduct establish the convicted conduct? There was the flight from Cannes, or Can. Which one is it? I'm not sure. So he's talking about all the things that he did. I am now moving up my prediction from 3 to 5 years to 10 years. He will definitely get 10 years. But as Ryan stated earlier, it could be some of the time on paper and some of the time on in actual lockup. I'm thinking that he's going to do 5 years of lockup and then the rest on probation. We will see. Hopefully we will see in the next 22 minutes before I walk out the door. Because if he's not sentenced in, then y'all, I will be back. I will be back after. But, ooh, I do want some tea this morning. I need something. It's cold. I have a doctor's appointment this morning. I have a few important phone calls. I have busy work meaning personal stuff to keep my house running smoothly. It's a lot. It's a lot. Oh my gosh. Ooh. Ooh. How much time will Diddy do? How much time will Diddy do? Let's see. Oh, wow. We're about to find out the fate of Sean Diddy Combs. Okay, and here's his children arriving to court.
Are you guys nervous at all? Raven, you look fantastic. Are you guys nervous at all?
That was his son, Chris. Which one is it? That was Christian Combs arriving to court. Forgive me, guys. I have children getting ready for school. Okay, his mother has returned to court. That's his son, Justin Combs, and his mother, Misa Hilton Brown. So, yeah, the family is all there to support their father, their son, baby daddy. Yes. What the heck is that noise? Children. My word. Yep, Diddy is about to be released or he's headed to prison. Everybody stay with me. Keep it locked in. Keep it locked in. We're about to find out what's going on. Okay. Judge, did that meet the requirement of bodily harm threat? There was evidence of that in this case with respect to the hotel nights and freak-offs. Turn that on. It says okay, let me go back. There is little precedent on what type of threat is required, but bodily harm makes most sense. Concrete harms to force Jane and Miss Ventura to engage in SMEX acts. Does this conduct establish the convicted conduct? There was the flight from Cannes. Did that meet the requirement of bodily harm threat? There was evidence of that in this case with respect to the hotel nights and freak-offs. But in light of the constitutional questions raised, the court declines to apply the cross references. But 3553A, since I can consider it under 3553A, it does not impact the sentence. Next, Mr. Combs marking a pass as legal, that was troubling, but the intention is not clear. The government could have pushed to clarify it, so I will not apply the enhancement. So the judge said he could use the prior acts of harm and threat, but it looks like he's not going to consider it. And he's also not going to apply the enhancement. So it looks like, things are looking up for Diddy once more. Judge, the government objects to probation not considering Jane and Ms. Ventura as vulnerable victims, I overrule this. What made Combs' coercion effective was their condition anyway. The court would reach the same conclusion. Now, Mr. Combs' objections. So what is he saying? The government did not see Jane and Ventura as vulnerable, um, but the judge overruled that. Okay, so Mr. Combs objects to characterizing Miss Ventura and Jane as victim. That is overruled. So the judge is seeing them as victim. Mr. Combs also objects to the escorts were characterized as victim. That is also overruled. They were transported for the purpose of engaging in commercial smacks. I disagree with that. Maybe if you want to find Jane Doe and Cassie as victims, okay, but the men were paid. The men said they would have did it for free. The men all said they would have did it for free. So how can you call them victims when they were paid to do it? And the men said they all had a good time. The men said they did not know that anybody was being forced. They said Jane Doe was having a great time. She was with it. They sat down and talked about it. Like she knew what it entailed. She knew what was about to go down. She asked questions. She bought special little underwear for them to wear. So come on now. And the men, if how are you calling them victims? If they're victims and Cassie's victims and these people are all getting paid, I don't get that. I don't get that. So I don't know. I'm not the judge. Um, Good thing I'm not the judge because, honey, honey. Um, so yes, that's where we're at right now. Yeah. I don't know if the judge is about to hear from the witness. I mean, from the character witnesses right now. Where we'll see, guys. Money getters, you guys are the best. I told you, you guys are the best, and you are. Thank you guys for hanging out with me this morning. We are looks like we're on hour 3. We're out going into hour 3. It's been a great morning putting this all together and breaking it down, putting it together, going over the case of Diddy of the USA district against Sean Diddy Combs for the RICO trial. Okay. Judge, Mr. Combs objects to characterizing Miss Ventura and Jane as victims. That is overruled. Mr. Combs also objects to the escorts were characterized as victims. And I'm reading reading these excerpts. This is not exactly what's going on. This is probably shorthand. Um, there was Jules and Paul and Cabral, Jules, Reggie, and Rico as to coercion. When something involuntarily, it is compelled. That is from Black's Law Dictionary. That it's a broad concept. The threat to release videos into Jane's home, that's coercion. Um, but Diddy wasn't convicted of that, Judge. But, oh my, yeah. Yeah, um, so who were the escorts? Who were they victims of if they got paid and they didn't say they were forced to do it? They didn't say they were coerced to do it. They said they were paid to do it. So I don't know. I don't know. This looks like grounds for appeal in my mind. That's how I feel about it. What do you guys think? Do you think the judge is right to say that the escorts are also victims? Do you see the escorts as victims or willing participants? Let me know in the chat, guys. We're about to know at any minute. We're going to find out his fate. Mm. Zara, did you ask your mom, does her shoulders hurt? Go ask your mama that. I bet you they do hurt. I bet you your mother's shoulders do hurt. No, go ask your mama, but you can't ask me anything else because you're no longer on this page. Bye bye. Go make you a new page and come back. Uh, mm-mm. So yes, guys, we are an hour into sentencing, and the judge is pretty much giving his. He is letting the he's given his basically the background for the sentencing that he's about to give. Um, I'm not sure if he's about to hear from the family yet or who he is about to hear from. We're going to see right now. So I'm updating you as I'm getting the updates, trying to make sure that I am doing it in a timely manner. So, yes, it's a lot going on today. Diddy is about to find out his fate. He's about to find out if he's about to get 20 years, 10 years for each count, if he's going to go home. I doubt that he is going home. I've said that many times throughout this morning. I really doubt that Diddy gets to go home. He should he go home? Does he deserve to go home? Is anyone's guess. It's anyone's opinion, right? Um, it's up to the judge. It's in the judge's hands now. So we will see what happens with Diddy right now. It's a lot. It is a lot. So let's head over to TMZ now to see if they have any updates and what they're saying. Let's go over there. Okay, they have a live stream going as well. And so once the commercial is done playing, I will play a little of that for you guys. hmm And I'll be with you guys for about 10 more minutes. So we will see. Let's see. They're saying the verdict is in. Let me see. The verdict is in, or are they just saying stuff? I'm surprised that this isn't trending. Okay. It's number 15. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. Okay. And everybody else is just giving this outside of the courthouse. Okay. So someone said, why didn't I go there? So I could stand outside of the courthouse and let you see the building. People are crazy. Um, so the judge has now overruled multiple objections from Diddy's defense team, including their claim that Cassie Ventura, Jane, and the escort shouldn't be considered victims. The judge made it clear they were transported for the purpose of commercial smecks, and the threats tied to videos in Jane's home meet the legal definition of coercion. So he's saying that he did coerce them. Um, a lot of people are tweeting that they feel like um, Diddy's about to get put under the jail. Um, Someone says the judge in Diddy's trial is not having it and obviously did not agree with the jury. I agree. The judge felt like he should have been convicted. You know, remember when the judge said, "Oh, I bet you're ready to go home now," and Diddy was like, "Yes, yes," and then the judge told him, "No, you're not going home now." He played right in his face. um, yep, the judge confirmed there was coercion. Diddy coerced Cassie and Jane Doe. Cassie, Jane Doe, and the escorts are all his victims. Forget what the jury said. The judge said absolutely not. They were his victims, and he transported them with coercion. So I'm sure that that makes the victims feel a little bit better, because all the while, reports have been saying that the jury didn't find that they were victims. I'm sure we will be hearing from more of the jury um, shortly. Do you guys think that if Diddy gets time, um, do you think that President Trump will give him a pardon? What do you guys think? Weigh in. Let me know what you think. Do you think that if he does get time, he will be pardoned? I would be cold, huh? I would have to be bundled up with my Uggs on and everything. It's kind of chilly here as well. It's 61. Today is going to be 72 degrees. That's kind of cool. Ooh, I might need to take my little jacket out. I got a new jacket too. I think I might take it out. But I think I'm also going to go get me some tea, like a small tea. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Yesterday I caved, guys. I did have a fried piece of fish. When we went to the Asian market, they had whole fishes, whole pieces of fish. You guys know how I feel about the whole pieces of fish. And I got a piece of tilapia fried. It was good. They put lemon pepper and garlic on it. It was so good. Oh my God. I might go back today. I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. Oh, it's the same weather there. Okay. We're twins. Yeah, but I'm going to grab a jacket before I go out this morning because the AC has been on and my arms are cold. So I don't know. Um, and then I have the doctor's appointment at 9. Yay for that. I've been at the doctor's, like going back and forth to the doctor's for the last 2 weeks. Um, oh, but guys, my thyroid is cool. Remember, I had to have a biopsy on my thyroid. I did that last week. It was still a little sore. I didn't feel that. But I'm good to go on that. They just want to check it next year just to be sure, but I'm good. Um, you know, um, guys, you got to keep your health in order and stay out of the courtrooms. Stay out of court. Like, leave people alone. Diddy, it's so many people that would have, with your money, with your fame, with your access, it's so many women that would have willingly complied with what you wanted. I can't, it just boggles the mind. Like, why would you do this? Why would you force somebody to do this? Okay, let me see. All right. All right. Judge, there was Jules. Okay, we've said that part. The judge continues. Mr. Combs said he was paying for time, not SMEX. That is contradicted by reality. He has not expressed remorse for transporting people for prostitution. Combs has challenged his guilty full-throatedly, including after the trial. Judge, Mr. Combs wants to apply the 0-point offender provision from 2023, but through 2024 on other issues. That is not possible under Second Circuit's one book rule. Next, Mr. Combs objects to the $5,000 assessment under the statute because there are no victims. Denied. I have the forfeiture order. Is this your signature, Mr. Combs? Combs says, yes, sir. Mr. Steele, did you review it, Combs? Tenengergo says, I did. So he's incorporating the order of judgment in this case. So I think that's a $500,000 fine that they want him to pay. Baby. This is not looking good for Diddy at all. But guys, it's 8 o'clock. I gotta go. I'll try to meet you guys from the car. I got some business to take care of this morning, guys. My appointment is happening. Thank you guys all for tuning in. I appreciate you guys. I also have the premiere coming up at 8 o'clock. It's showing now. So guys, go watch my premiere really quick. It's only like 12 minutes. Leave a like, hype it up, and I will see you guys in a bit. My appointment starts at 9, so I'm gonna drop my daughter off at school, and then I will chill out with you guys before I go into my appointment. So yeah, just one piece is okay. I know, M3. I know. Thank you for telling me that. I think I might have another fish today. No, I'm not. I'm not gonna do it. I don't eat fried fish anymore. But we'll see. Thank you guys for tuning in. I appreciate you guys. Blessings to you all. Much love to you all. Have a happy Friday. You guys are the best. You rock. See you later.